and supporting our team, our program, and now our facility. Today we get to celebrate a gentleman with over 30 years of excellence on the soccer field. And I think sometimes when you're out here at a soccer event, you overlook excellence in the classroom. I'm sure we're going to hear a lot about soccer stories. We're going to hear a little bit about the past, and we're going to celebrate those events. But keep in mind, Coach Heff also served as the phys ed department chair and led that department for many years as well, and brought excellence there. What makes today special for me and gratifying for me are events like these get to tie the past, and the recent past, quite honestly, with the future. Today we honor Coach Heff and we get to celebrate this accomplishment, and we also get to see that generations are going to get to benefit from the generosity of the people that made this happen. At this time, I'd like to be the first to officially thank the Alumni Association and the Boosters for this contribution. Today we're in a shrinking budget. Those contributions are ever important, and these partnerships are going to grow in importance over the years. Today we're dedicating the field, we're honoring a gentleman, and it's my hope that each year when this informal get-together comes by, Coach, informal, right? But this informal get-together continues. I hope each year you're going to get to see additions to the facility and facility improvement. We have a lot of plans for over here. They take time, they take money, and they take hard work. I personally am committed to that hard work. I know Coach Reese is committed to that hard work. And in speaking with many of the boosters and some of my former classmates, I know they're committed. So I hope that we can continue to work together. Tough times ahead, but tough times are also followed by good times. In closing, I'm going to bring up Coach Reese, but before I do, I'd like to be the first to congratulate and thank you, Coach Epfelfinger, for your dedication to the students and players at Neshaminy High School.
Thank you, first of all, to the administration, Dr. McGee, Mr. Magdalenskis, a lot of things, as Mr. Maggs alluded to, behind the scenes that go into something like this. So I thank them for all of their efforts. A little history with it, I would say, and some of the soccer parents that were probably initially part of that, maybe 8 to 10 years ago, we started thinking, why don't we just funnel a little money aside? And so we were able to get about a third of the cost of this from the contributions and a direct $500 contribution from last year's soccer boosters to fund this. So it's been something that's been in the back of our minds for, like I said, 8 to 10 years now. So a great big thank you on behalf of the soccer program to the soccer parents for their help. Kenny Armour, Ken? Armour Electric came in here. Kenny came here Wednesday afternoon, and I think we still watched the evaluation. Amazing to watch that. We were watching them dig in the trenches. We said, you're going to hit rock. Didn't hit rock. Went down straight, 10 feet, 10-foot holes here. He came here Wednesday afternoon. The heat, humidity, till dark. Come in on Thursday. We didn't come out. Lightning all around, raining. He's out here. I don't know if Kenny was here. Putting the finishing touches on in 2 days. They got this thing done. So a great big thank you, obviously, to Kenny Armour and Armour Electric. And then obviously, they're going to come up and speak after I do, but the alumni who are spearheaded by Hank Ritchie and Freddie Cabin have been the driving force behind this as well. These golf outings and celebrations into the night, and the games the next day are becoming legend. So it's many thanks to the alums. You see the turnout we get. I mean, this is unprecedented to get this kind of turnout for these kinds of activities. So, and I don't want to steal their thunder, but thank you to the alumni as well. As far as my personal thoughts with Coach Heff, he's just a man of integrity. I wrote to Matt Barr a while ago when we honored Heff by the Middletown Township exact title of that was, but the award was. But we didn't believe it because we were like thinking back to all the JSs we did. It was like humanitarian award. I'm sorry, and we're like, really? No, I don't think so. I don't know how that's possible running all the JSs we did. But Matt wrote back and he said the one big thing I remember about Coach F is the respect he had for, he made it instilled in us for the game, ourselves, our parents, our teammates, and we represent Neshaminy High School when we're on the field. And that stuck with me what Matt wrote. I mean, it was just the respect and the hard work and the integrity and all those things that Coach F, I mean, you know, we played hard. You played your rear end off for the guy. You know, you just wanted to run through a brick wall. It reminds me when I'm a senior in high school, and we lost in the first. They didn't have seeding back then, so we played Abington. We all know about Abington and how we can't beat them. So we lose. We come back to school here, and it was Matt Barr, myself, and Russ Ferry. I don't know if Coach remembers, sitting downstairs, and we're just crying our eyes out, and we're like, "It's not for us. We let him down." And it's just something that stuck with me for a long time. Another time with Hef is one other time. There's plenty, but we're at a banquet. It's probably my first year as head coach, maybe second year, and I'm nervous as can be talking. I mean, you know, you think it's easy to get up in front of 150, 200 people, so everything's scripted out. And I say we have the Hal Heffelfinger Memorial Scholarship, and Hef in his indomitable way yells out, "Hey Richie, I ain't dead yet." I'm sorry. Lastly, just personally, I had him as I believe it was my senior phys ed teacher, my senior major phys ed teacher, and he definitely got me on the path to doing what I'm doing. I mean, I know he impacted everybody's life, but me personally and professionally, he got me into education. I remember I was over here kind of going nowhere. I had been playing professional soccer, come back and working in a restaurant. He called me over, and again, in his indomitable way, he says, "Richie, when the hell are you going to get your life on track? I got a position here to help coach with me. Why don't you get your stuff together?" And I ended up getting my degree, and then the rest I've been teaching since then. So a direct influence. He's like a father figure. I've had some tragedies in my family. He's there all the time for you. So I can think of no better tribute to Coach Hef than doing the Scoreboard. So thank you to Coach Hef. This time I'll call Richie and Freddie Cabin, I guess.
Yeah.
Freddie, you want me to film for it?
Sure.
Do you mind?
I don't mind.
I don't mind.
I understand. Where do I push?
I think it's on.
Oh.
Let me just do that.
Okay.
That would be a little bummer.
Yeah, we don't want that. We good?
Yeah, click.
Oh, okay, I see where the button's at. I just don't know what's going on. Is it a touchscreen?
Freddie.
Freddie's going.
I mean, but you know it's got to be that big if it says Heffelfinger on it, right? I mean, you can't have a small scoreboard and say that. My name's Hank Ricci. I was co-captain of the 94 state championship team. It was Coach Hef's third state championship. We gave him the opportunity to go out on top, which he did, retiring that year, 1994. By the time I came through the program, Coach Hef already had 20-plus years of experience and already had the respect and fear of any serious player coming up to the high school. We go to the game as youngsters and hear him yell, think, man, this guy's a tough customer, which turned out to be true. But one of his greatest attributes is that he was also fair. And if I had to 3 words to describe Coach Hef, would be stern but fair. And it's the greatest quality that any coach can have. The most stern, but the most fair I've ever played for. Never played favorites, played who earned it, never cared where you came from. If you proved it to him, you played for him. And as part of that, he didn't just coach soccer, he turned boys into men, for sure. Anyone who played for him, I'm sure, would second that. After a short time of playing for Coach, I realized that the respect that people had, and just before meeting him, it quadrupled once I played for him and hung out with him. I had the pleasure of spending an afternoon or two in his office my senior year discussing whatever it might be. But I can assure you guys that Coach Hef is the genuine article, and no one deserves this or this field named after him more than this guy does right there. And I love you, Coach. You're the man. I'm happy to be able to do this for you. That's no surprise there. My name's Freddie Cavan. I played 93, captain of that team the year before. Hank, you're going to hear a lot of people today talk about Hef and all the wonderful qualities, and it's obvious we're here because of that. I love you, it goes without saying. All of us who played soccer for Hef, there's quite a bit of us, became men. We went from boys becoming men on this field. And I'm sure other people are going to talk more about that, but I personally want to thank you for, again, helping direct my life to be where I'm at today. Obviously my parents are wonderful, but you are the greatest mentor I've ever had. I want to say a couple words about the alumni. I think 6 or 7 years ago, after a game, Hank, we're all, Jimmy McCourt, Coach Reese, Foley, McGlynn, we're all at the Langhorne Hotel, and we're thinking, we have such an amazing group of people, whether you graduated in 1962 or 2000 at the time, 2001. It's such a great group of men that have come out of this program, and we're still close. For those of us who had the opportunity to play around a lot of places, anytime you say you're from Pennsylvania and you're from Neshaminy, you're respected. And that started with Coach. It's come to Coach Reese and through McCourt and Foley, and everybody here is part of this program. And I think from the Neshaminy Soccer and alumni standpoint, we want to thank all of you for your constant and consistent support to us in the program. To give you an idea, we give out a scholarship, once a year, 1,000, maybe a little more, to a deserving senior. A friend of ours passed away a couple years ago. He has 2 children, and we started a college fund for him, so we give money to him. And then we give to various charities that we think are, that need our help. And obviously, the one other big goal was getting to this point. So again, thank you everybody for your constant, consistent support. Larry Kelly, the Bear. Larry Kelly. Larry, 3 minutes. Anybody has to go Make yourself comfortable, please.
There you go, boss. I hope I didn't screw it up too much.
No, it's great. Thank you.
Any of you here that played for Coach Hef from 1972 or before, raise your hand.
There you go.
Guy over there.
Over there.
No.
There you go. Over there.
It's good.
So we got Richie Reese and myself. We're the 2 dinosaurs in this crowd.
Steve Reese.
Yeah, we had played so Okay, we established that Richie and I, Coach Reese and I are the 2 dinosaurs. But for a lot of you guys over there that don't know it, I tried to help out as I could with coaching. After I left Lehigh, I tried to come over and help Hef with the goalkeepers. And any of you goalies who are over there now, just be thankful that I'm not helping Coach Reese this year. Because I've watched some of you play, and I wasn't overly impressed, even though I haven't played for a while. But, coaching is very important, and for all of you guys, you have to realize that you are carrying a tradition of Neshaminy soccer. And all the guys that are here that played for Coach Hef before, you're still carrying that tradition, so never, ever forget that every time you're on the field. I think that's important. A couple things I just want to say. I worked with Hef. I probably was affiliated with Coach Hef from about 71 till 94. Was that your last year, Coach? 94. So out of 300 plus wins, I probably was there for at least half of them. Unfortunately, I had to work for a living. The school, Neshaminy, wasn't paying me, so I had some other things I didn't do. But I can tell you that I never saw anybody more focused and prepared for anything that he did in life, and he would be more prepared and thinking about that game the day before the next game, and that's why, one of the many reasons why I think he was so successful. And I think that a lot of that carried over into a lot of the players, myself, Coach Reese, a lot of the other guys that are here, and one of the great attributes, one of the great characteristics that he had, and it certainly had a lot of bearing in my future too. And I think that I owe a lot of that to Coach Heff in many, many ways. So, Coach, personally, I know I've thanked you before, but you know how I feel about it. I love you very much, and we had a lot of great times, but I'll leave you with one other thought. So all of you know this, that I am the only person here that's responsible for one of his losses. Because they were on strike, and I found out like 3 hours before. He said, "Coach, you got to do the team. You got to coach the team." I don't remember that. Like, what? So he's up in the stands screaming at me. I know you can't imagine that, but he's yelling at me, "Bring him out. Put him over there." So I'm one of the ones responsible. But anyway, Coach, thank you for everything, and it's just always good to see you. And I know I'm up in New Hope. I don't get down here as much. But Barb, family, congratulations, Coach. Thanks very much.
Is that 3 minutes?
Let's stop it.
Now Napoleon.
Oh, turn it on.
Keeper.
I think it's on.
Larry was